Well, welcome back to game number 3 of 4 today of the PAC 8 tournament between the Southern USC and Wazoo. But first, the national anthem. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the University Recreation Center here at Eastern Washington University. Jack Jones, Eric List, and take you through game 3 of 4 today between the Washington State Cougars and the University of Southern California Trojans. USC versus Wazoo. Jack, we've had 2 phenomenal games before us. What do you think about this one? You're all excited. You're amped up, dancing to the music.
I want to dance with somebody.
You want to dance with somebody?
I want to dance with somebody. Hey, man, this should be the best game of day one, in my opinion. These two teams have split the 2 games they played this year. These 2 are the 4 and 5 seeds, so in theory, this should be the best game of the day.
Well, there you have it. It was Huskies earlier with the win. Washington State earlier, Western Washington University got the win earlier. We'll see who will win this one tonight. And we're off and underway here in Cheney. Again, game 3 of 4 in day 1 of the PAC 8 hockey tournament. Streaking down the far side go the Trojans. However, their offensive zone tries fruit tiles. It goes all the way back down, and they'll have to regroup. In net for the Trojans, it's Walton Chansey. The Tampa, Florida native comes in 6-7-1 in 14 games played, a goals against average of 4.11 and a save percentage of 89.1%. Now on the flip side, you just saw him make a save. Alexi Cool, calm, cool, collected, number 30, comes in 8-14-0, 22 games played, goals against average of 4.58 and a save percentage of 89.2 for Cool. That we're underway, just about a minute in. Trojans with the lone shot on goal. Reed Moling gives chase behind the net of Alexi Cool. And the Cougars get set to break it out. Bushkin can't get any farther before his pass is intercepted at the red line, and Trojans go back to work. Artunyan in the corner. Comes loose. Cool makes the save, and here comes Bushkin. Bushkin high flip. However, glove down. Kachorek, who chips it back in. Lucas Robinson attempts to break things out. However, he's stopped. But now finally, the breakout does happen. Max Lazaro. Here come the Trojans back the other way. So far, the opening 2 minutes or so have been spent all in the Trojan offensive zone. Brandon Smith tries to work it ahead for the Cougs. They finally do. Evan King's there. He was knocked down. Delayed penalty coming. Hooking will be the call. We'll see who they send to the sin bin here early. Door will open on the USC side. So the result in a Cougar power play.
Very nice. Looks like number 8.
A Tunyon to the box, 2 for hooking. A result in the first 5-on-4 advantage for the Cougars. 18:02 to go here in the first period. Offensive zone draw to the right of Chansey. To his left, actually. Scratch that. Cougars win the draw and go back up to the point. Stick handle goes down low. Embry can't hold the zone. It comes back out. They'll have to regroup in the neutral zone once more. Back over to Hembry. Ballard for the circles. Drops. Goes back up to the point. Hembry, his shot through traffic reaches net, but is deflected away. Hembry tries to pinch in. High flip all the way back down to the end of Alexi Cool. Minute 15 to go in the power play for the Cougars. As they'll be content to just set things up behind the net of Cool. On the breakout comes Alex Ballard. Pushes it ahead. Cole Carlson. Carlson, the leading goal scorer, assist, and point man on this Cougar team. They get no farther than the half wall before it goes all the way back down. Under a minute into the power play. 48 seconds.
Cole Carlson is also the captain for the Cougars.
Here comes a rush. And on the near side, Max Lazaro drives the net. Goes back behind. Centering. Pass and a shot goes just wide from Van Reiner. Comes back out in the neutral zone once again. Lucas Robinson gives chase over to Carlson. Carlson leaves it off for Reiner. Goes over to Robinson, who chips it in. Penalty getting set to expire here in 15 seconds to the Trojans. Artunian will be set free. To the point. Lazaro. He had it. Now goes back down low. Far side. Penalty down to 1. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Power play unsuccessful early for the Cougars. And now here could come a rush. 2-on-1 back the other way if they hustle. USC skating with it. However, they can't quite get to it. Puck comes right back out. Open ice hit. Down goes Luke Jurgensen. Side steps one man, Christopher Sipe. Alexi Cool makes the save. Another chance. Hits a body in front before it even gets a Cool. Spins away on the doorstep. Now they drive in. However, Cougars get a stick in the lane to knock that one away. King rims it around. They picked up on the far side by Brandon Smith. Chipped into the neutral zone. Here comes Ryan Brenner.
A few moments ago, Max Lazaro had to make a great play on the 2-on-1, had to break up the pass. Otherwise, USC could have taken an early advantage.
USC content to slow things down and work on the breakout. They do. Drop pass. Left off for Baker. Baker, however, loses it on the half wall. He'll go to chase in the corner, but it's rimmed back around. And the Cougars try to break it out, but it'll just come back to the neutral zone. Wazoo takes it out to regroup. They're also off sides.
Whole lot of dark red here.
Indeed it is. Doorstep opportunity. Shot goes just wide from Luke Jurgensen. Back behind the net of Alexi Cool. Stick goes flying. That's Sam Hembry's. Breakout was stopped, allows the Trojans to go the other way momentarily. Gets chipped in by James Baker. He'll go grab a change. Wazoo cycles. And tipped. No icing the call. Both teams grab a line change. Can get things set up. 13:24 to go here in the opening frame. So go the other way. Icing will be the call. As Ballard touches up.
So you've had a chance to see this nice facility. What do you think of Cheney and the hockey rink here?
This is beautiful, Jack. We're located right in front of the gym, which has a very nice workout area, basketball court, and then, of course, the ice rink that's used by the Eastern Washington University hockey team, along with open for students to be able to play on. Definitely a very nice facility. Looking forward to exploring the campus maybe a little bit more tomorrow and seeing what it has. And got to see that potent red turf loose on the doorstep. However, they couldn't come. David Bushkin was right there. He couldn't put it home. Back the other way it goes quickly in transition. The Trojans can't collect. It goes into the corner. They try to break it out. Shot from the point, and they score. Alexi Cool gets beat glove side, and the Trojans go up 1-0 early.
Shu Inamura. Shu Inamura, number 18.
A beautiful job by Shu Inamura to beat Alexi Cool glove side, and it's 1-0 with their first shot on goal of the game. Cougars will look to see if they can answer back. 12:45 to go here in the opening frame. And they quickly do. However, Chansey makes a save. Offensive zone draw for the Cougars. They'll lose it. Comes into the neutral zone. Robinson can't collect and looks like it's going to go back the other way quickly. However, Cougars intercept. Turnover picked up by Alex Badlin. They go down low to the point. Kachorek, his shot goes wide. Kachorek handles again at the logos. Wazoo pressures, creates a turnover. However, they're offsides.
Officially the goal, 18 from 16. 16. The assist goes to
Inamura from Micah. Pardon me. Yep.
And we'd like to welcome everybody from Southern California and their families and the Cougars. Now, the Cougars do have announcers, so you're welcome to listen to us, but I do know that they are broadcasting as well.
Face off to the left of Chansey. Cougs win the draw. Quick shot from the point. Swallowed up. Came quickly off the stick of Keegan Lucas.
So is it Walton Chansey or Heath Chansey? The goalie.
I would lean towards Heath. Now, the ACHA website, and the Cougars score.
Yeah.
Quickly answer back. It's 1-1.
Somebody in front got a great deflection.
We'll see who leads the handshake line. David Bushkin pointing out to the referee who scored. So David Bushkin makes it 1-1 here quickly in the first period. Well, that's exactly how you want to answer back. That's his Bushkin from Lucas.
2 from 11. There you go.
Tunyon works in. Tough angle shot. Save made by Alexi Cool. And he makes the second and third chance opportunities as well. Here comes an odd man rush if they can hustle. Cougars back the other way in transition. Brandon Smith, however, just out of his reach. Foot race back the other way. Goes to the far side of Alexi Cool. Cougars chip it back out. Christopher Sipe backs it up. And Trojans take it back the other way. Not for long before it's intercepted. Vargas in the corner. Wazoo generates a turnover. However, Vargas goes right back to play once more. Tries to flip it up to the point. Weird shot. And covered by Alexi Cool.
Yeah, that was a strange bounce, and I couldn't tell where the puck was for a moment. But while I have the opportunity, I want to thank Hannah Howard from Puyallup, Washington. She is our camera operator, senior in sports management. Lovely staff of people here at Eastern Washington University. No stick for the broken stick for the goalie.
So,
wow. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. Now here's the question. They're not quickly grabbing one from the bench. And Wazoo will also go to the box.
Well, you're right. They're not grabbing one quickly. This ought to be interesting. First of all, they only have one goalie.
Well, they're sorting through the sticks on the bench.
Is he going to have to use a skater stick?
That's kind of the way it might be looking, or unless it's just hiding. So
that's the skater stick.
That is a skater stick. All right. Well, that's unfortunate for Chancey as he breaks his goalie stick and now gets a player stick.
Oh, that's horrible.
The Trojans on the power play. Luke Jurgensen sits for 2 minutes. Centering try, no one home. David Bushkin tries to clear it out. It'll come into the neutral zone. Artunyan chips it around.
I didn't see the penalty. Do you see what the penalty call was?
I did not. Christopher Sipe has it on the far side.
Luke Jurgensen.
Shot save made by Alexi Cool.
Luke Jurgensen is the penalty as a player in the box, but I did not see the call.
Flipped out by Bushkin, and you could see Chancey tried to go and play it. And he played it off half as a joke and trying to throw it forward. And, usually the goalie sticks have a thicker bottom half and try to push it, and his glove hand not able to get a grip.
Nice whip.
Here comes a short-handed opportunity if the Cougars can hustle back the other way. Cole Carlson in all alone. However, he's rubbed into the boards by Christopher Sipe. 45 seconds to go in the power play for the Trojans. They'll slow things down to break back the other way. Drop pass. The circles and a save made by Alexi Cool. Owen Ouchie with the shot. So they make a stick change with Chancey. However, it's still a player stick. They just changed it out. 28 seconds to go in the power play for the Trojans. Tie up off the draw. Goes back up to the point. Down low. To the point with Phillip. Phillip, his shot goes wide.
Well, I'll say I've seen this once before where a team only has one goalie, and I do know that the ACHA rules state that you are supposed to have two goalies at least.
We're back to 5-on-5 hockey, and not for long.
One.
There's another penalty coming. Well, USC does not have another goalie on their bench.
High stick was the first penalty.
And now David Bushkin to the box. As soon as they went back to 5-on-5 hockey, Bushkin negates that one and will go back to 5-on-4 in favor of the Trojans. However, penalty kill inverted on the first one for Wazoo.
They spent a whole 10 seconds 5-on-5.
Yes, they did.
Oh, they got 23 up there again, but you said it was Bushkin, right?
That's what I thought. I caught a 2, and maybe there was a 3 there with it. And it looks like, does indeed look like it will be number 23.
He was out of the box.
Luke Jurgensen. So
he was out of the box 10 seconds and got a penalty. Dude, two penalties.
He was too comfortable, I guess.
I guess he needed a little more breather.
Back up to the point for Phillips. Phillips goes down low. They cycle it around. Rutzik. Pass just out of their reach. And we'll get a whistle.
Hannah, we're doing a Tootsie Roll.
Face off to the left of Cool. One back to Phillips. Phillips goes cross ice. Play catch D to D. With Rutzik before it comes back out. Phillips will give chase back down to his own net where Chancey thought about playing it. However, he does not. He stays in net. Minute 17 to go in the power play for the Trojans. Comes a rush down the far side by Aby. Shot save made by Alexi Cool from Kachorek. Bushkin now with a rush. Bushkin works in, had the centering opportunity, doesn't like it. Instead, it'll come all the way back. And here come the Trojans. At the circle, stick handling with it. Goes down in a heap. Benny Rutzik looking for a call. He won't get one. Bushkin flips it down with 35 seconds to go in the power play.
Somebody at the door is holding up a goalie stick.
Wraparound try. Still stays out. Lexi Cool tracking it well as it goes into the corner. Down to 11 seconds in the penalty. Sipe spins, creates himself some space before he chips it in. Badland shot. That came from a Tunyon and swallowed up by Alexi Cool.
Some guy is standing at the doorway holding up the goalie stick like he's John Cusack and say anything.
Well, there you go. Chancey now has a goalie stick again. Kazeta on the draw for the Trojans. Wazoo comes away with it. Reed Mullen gets it ahead.
Nice
Open
shoulder.
ice sit. Down went Luke Jurgensen, just out of the box.
2 penalties and a shoulder. Ah.
Kachorek throws it in, rims it around.
Jorgensen was saying, I was safe over in the penalty box.
Goes length of the ice, icing the call. Kazeta on the draw for the Trojans. He'll tie up with Sievenin. Up and off the glass. Cole Carlson. Carlson takes it himself down the near side, chips it into the corner. Trojans will come back the other way, not for long. Keegan Lucas gets ahead to Sam Hembry, who chips it in. And Chancey comes out of his net to play it. Our collision behind the net comes away with the Cougars getting the puck. Shot from the point is deflected into a couple players who fight right in the slot. It goes into the corner. That was Brenner for Wazoo.
Nice centering pass.
4:36 to go here in the first period. 1-1 the score between the Trojans and the Cougars. Embry will track it down in his own zone. And goes over to Keegan Lucas. Lucas back to Hembry. They play catch. Embry slows things down. Goes back to Lucas again. Lucas, cross ice for Evan King. King flips it up to no avail. No one was home. Icing the call. 4:06 to go in the first period. Wazoo can't change. They'll have to go back to the bench.
I've never been a hockey referee, but I think they're just guessing a lot of that time. They're saying, no, you got to go back. You got to go back. I think they're guessing most of the time.
So another offensive zone draw for the Trojans. To the right of Alexi Kuhl. Tie up goes the way of the Cougars. Momentarily, anyways. They can't get it out of the zone. Nice job establishing pressure by the Trojans. They'll drive in, get knocked down.
Great job of holding the post by Alexi Kuhl.
It was Rutzik who made the initial drive to the net. Sipe tries to sidestep one man. He can't. Ends up with a battle on the half wall instead. Micah Clark rims it around. It comes out. Picked up by Max Lazaro. Lazaro drops it back. Turnover. Loose chance the other way. Shot goes wide from Rutzik. So we'll get a whistle and a penalty coming for interference. So go to USC. Cougars back in the power play. So far, both teams unsuccessful on the extra man.
$34.
David McQuillan to the box, 2 for interference. Results in Wazoo's second power play of the evening. Lucas Robinson chips it ahead for Cole Carlson as they get into the zone. Held in, far side down low. And before it sneaks right back out. Robinson slashed up. He's tripped down. Nothing coming. And there it is. Saw the far side referee didn't call it, but the near side one did. So it'll be a 5-on-3 for minute 33. A great chance for the Cougars here late in the first period. 2:48 to go. 5-on-3 for a minute 33. Goes back up to the point. Carlson chips it down low. Steven rims around with it.
Gavin Steinman on the penalty.
Embry calls for it. It comes out of the zone. Down to a minute 16, the 5-on-5. Lazaro at the logos. Spins back. Didn't like what he saw. It's over to Hembry. Hembry across the blue line. Chips it into the corner and rims it around where it's going to be picked up by Carlson. Carlson initially tried to get it. However, he's intercepted and the Trojans are able to clear it out thanks to the work of Christopher Sipe.
Well, so far, this has not been a very good 5-on-3 for the Cougars.
Well, they've got 39 seconds to improve on it. Hembry drives the zone, works around off-angle chance. Shot goes wide, picked up by Carlson in the corner. Centers back to Hembry. Hembry tried to center again. However, the centering try was knocked away by Owen Phillips. Backhander goes wide from Alexander Ballard. Ballard picks it up in the corner, but it's cleared all the way back down again. 8 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. So Cougars unsuccessful in their 5-on-3. They get 5-on-4 for 26 seconds.
Well, at least they got it in the zone and got it established. That was good.
Ballard works in behind the net. Centering try. No one could collect as Brenner was knocked down on the ice. Lucas Robinson drops it off for Ballard. And we're back to 5-on-5. Out of the box comes the Trojans. Here comes Gavin Simon. Simon works in. He loses it. Here comes Lucas Flynn, or Timmy Keegan Lucas. However, his try and his rush was knocked off his stick. And Alexi Kuhl makes the save from a point shot from Kuchorik. "19 seconds to go in the first period. 1-1 the score between the Trojans and the Cougars."
Eric List, Jack Jones, and Hannah Howard with you from up top, the URC.
Simon on the draw, tied up by the Cougars. They'll come away with it, but a shot from the slot goes just wide from a Tunyon. Another chance from a Tunyon, a diving block made by Lucas. What a nice job, and Alexi Kuhl falls on that one. Tunyon with 2 good looks right on the doorstep, but Alexi Kuhl stands tall on one, and he gets a little bit help from Keegan Lucas on the other one. Face-off won by the Trojans. Alexi Kuhl tries to cover. He can't. Puck stays loose, and that will end the first period. An entertaining 20 minutes so far. We're tied up 1-1. Wazoo, USC again. When these two teams played each other here early in the year, it went 1-1 either side. So a deciding game here to continue your season. Jack Jones, Eric List. Jack, what are your takeaways from that first period?
I think this is going to be a great game. The shots on goal are a little lopsided, 11 for USC, 4 for WSU, but that's not the pattern. WSU outshot them both the first 2 games, so I expect a better shot output from Washington State moving forward.
Both teams get 12 minutes to reset, regroup. We'll talk to you in just a little bit here in game number 3, the PAC 8 hockey tournament. 20 minutes in the books, the second period. Just moments away here from Eastern Washington University in their rec center. Jack Jones, Eric Liss to take you through game 3 of 4 this afternoon into the evening. This one between Wazoo and USC. Tied up 1-1 through 20 minutes. Jack, what did you make of the first 20 between these two teams?
Well, I think both coaches are going to be proud of the effort. But Washington State, they've got to be a little bit more aggressive, especially with the 503. They skated around in the neutral zone. So I think they probably need to be more aggressive. But I think both coaches will be fairly proud of their effort. Coach Jerry Toy for the USC Trojans and Johnny Lepanachi for the Cougars.
Well, just moments away from puck drop here in the second period. And again, Mystic Chansey now has his goalie stick again here for this period after breaking his initial goalie stick, playing with a player stick for a little while. He was given another goalie stick about just after the halfway point of the first period, give or take. So he does have a stick again. And for the rest of the Trojans to make it their way out of the locker room.
They're on Southern California time. They come out whenever they're good and ready.
That is how it seemed here early. They were early, though, for the first period. They were ready to go. Oh, face off at center ice. And we're underway in the second period. Trojans win the draw. They'll take it in the offensive zone from Vargas. Vargas works down the half side, has it knocked off his stick by Sam Hembry. Vargas spins, looks, centers. No one's home. Vargas able to pick it right back up in the circles. Another step, and USC can't put it home. So close for Rutzik. However, his shot just goes wide of the net of Alexi Kuhl. Grade A opportunity right there. Another chance from the side. In Amara, he's got one goal so far. His shot hits the side of the cage. Delayed penalty coming to Wazoo. Icing also the call. The Trojans back on the power play. Unsuccessful in the first period in their power play opportunities, which they had a couple of.
We've got people on ice that aren't. Oh, okay.
Well, okay, so it actually go to the penalty would go to the Trojans. My apologies. It was the Wazoo penalty box door that opened up, but Christopher Sipe will sit for 2 minutes. And another power play opportunity here early for Wazoo.
19-19 to go in the period.
Face-off comes out of the Cougar zone to the neutral zone. Wazoo wins the draw, and they'll chip it in. Cole Carlson goes to work in the corner. Rims around up to the point, held in by Robinson. Goes over to Ballard, and a shot swallowed up by Chansey.
Chansey has something you don't usually see. He has a letter on his sweater. Normally, they don't have captains and associate captains as goalies, but
Chansey wears an A. Long time waiting for that face-off. Jack, you look confused about something.
There are people over there in the box walking on the ice to the penalty box and to the. That was the delay.
Oh, okay. Well, Ballard comes in with speed, stops behind the net, drops it off for Sievenin. Shot goes high into the netting. I think it caught a piece of Chansey. Minute 24 to go in the power play for the Cougars.
Seen a lot of strange things today, haven't we?
We have. We have indeed. Is now. The offensive zone draw, tie up by the Cougars. Carlson comes away with it for the time being. Now cuts down to the corner. He falls to the ice after he was hit. Robinson picks it up on the far side. Gets it back to Sievenin. Goes to Robinson. Back down low. Cougs work around the net. Ballard centers. Comes loose. Second chance opportunity from Carlson. And a save made by Chansey. Clears all the way back down. 52 seconds to go in the power play. Robinson with the rush. Button hooks back. Leaves it off for Ballard. Ballard takes it to the circles on his backhand before he rims it around. Stopped on the half wall and chipped right back in. Shot doesn't reach it. Stops in traffic. Came for Max Lazaro. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Backhanded in by Hembry. He'll pick up his own backhand on the far side. Lexi Cool lets him know the power play time about to expire. Here comes a rush from the Trojans, and they fan on a shot. Owen Ouchie had it dead to rights, and then he fans on a good grade A opportunity.
Got away with one there.
Ouchie comes away with it again, but shoots right into the chest of Alexi Cool.
After 24, Chris Syke got denied. He just, it's 34. McQuillan, he pushed aside a Cougar into the boards, and they didn't call a penalty, but he got away with one there.
Shot goes wide again. And now the Cougars break things back out. 16:53 to go here in the second period. 1-1 the score. So all the way back out to Keegan Lucas. He'll go D to D with Lucas Robinson. Robinson spins away from trouble, gives himself space before he pushes it ahead to Bushkin. And into the bench it goes. We'll get a whistle.
Well, the Cougars seem to be a little bit more active. They had 4 shots the entire first period. They've already had 3 this period, so they seem to be a little bit more active.
Sipe works it through the neutral zone, takes it himself where he tries to drop it off, picks it up again. Sipe falls to the ice in the corner. Sipe gets it back, tripped up. Puck goes the length of the ice, icing. 16:10 to go in the second period. 1-1 the score.
A lot of great hockey so far today, and we still have one more game after this one.
Cazada on the draw versus Evan King. However, linesman making sure everyone's in their proper positioning. No one sneaking in on the draw into the faceoff circle. Cazada wins the draw. They get it back down low.
Yeah, the linesman had a nice long talk with the two on this board over here.
Battle ensues on the half wall. Trojans come away with it. Win loses it. Phillips chips it back in to hold the zone. Win goes to work. Lays a hit. Delayed penalty coming. Trojans touch up, and they'll go to the box. 2 for boarding.
Looks like a boarding call.
Looks like they'll get Kevin Wynn. They'll go to the box 2 for boarding. That's going to result in a Wazoo power play.
I'll say what you said a minute ago. Win loses. 15:36 to go in the second period.
Offensive zone draw for the Cougars. Smoothly Stevenin takes it for Wazoo. Trojans win the draw and get it clear. Robinson resets behind the net of Alexi Cool. Carlson tried to turn on the Jets, however, he had to regroup and they'll chip it in. Far side, Robinson pushes it down low. Stevenins there. Robinson comes in to help Stevenins on the ground. Ballard comes in as well. Still fighting for it on the half wall. 62 seconds to go in the power play. Cougars finally come away with it. Centering opportunity. No one's there. Asking a lot of the Trojans back the other way. Here comes transition. And Amara drives in. He's tripped up. No call coming. Trojans want one. They won't get one. 2-on-2 back the other way for the Cougars.
He went down a little bit too easy there.
He did, and that might be why there won't be a call. The refs thought he was diving maybe a little bit. Chance in front, and Alexi Cool makes the stop. Great look for Owen. Ouchie.
Yes, that is spelled the way it sounds. Ouchie.
O-U-C-H-I.
Ouchie.
Ouchie on the draw, tied up. Cougars come away with it. Lazaro, the pass for him was just out of his reach. For Lucas in the corner, can't come away with it. High, flipped ahead. One-on-one opportunity with a goaltender. He's knocked down. Penalty coming.
Was it going to be a penalty shot?
Cross-check from Lazaro.
Okay, I don't see a penalty shot signal, but he was fully behind him.
So look at, yep. Max Lazaro to box 2 for cross-checking. Results in a USC power play. Tie up off the draw. Cougars can't clear. Held in the zone for a moment. They do, so they stay alive. And Alexi Cool makes the save. Shots on goal, 14-7 in favor of the Trojans. Offensive zone draw up and coming to the left of Cool.
Shots on goal are 3-3 this period, though.
Much more even between the two squads in the second period, and Wazoo has closed that gap within half of the shots of USC. Loose in front, shot goes just wide. It was gloved down nicely by Rudzik, however, he couldn't finish.
Offside.
Vargas will plead his case on the offsides.
Oh, yeah. That always works.
Yep.
Always.
Gavin Simon on the draw against Sivu. It's Stevenin. USC wins it. They break in the offensive zone. Artunyan was pressured off the puck, and Wazoo gets a clear. Minute 11 to go in the power play for the Trojans. Ouchie with speed takes it himself. He hits the post. Ouchie had Alexi Cool beat, but he can't beat the post. Shot for the point. Cool makes the save. It kicks to the corner. Back to Ouchie. Goes down low. Was looking for Artunyan. Artunyan gets it back. Plays catch to down low. Centering try, and they score. A power play goal. Puts the Trojans back in front 2-1.
What a great pass. I didn't see the number of who made the pass, but that was a great backdoor pass.
Owen Ouchie leads the handshake line, and the power play cashes in for the Trojans here in the second period. See what type of response Wazoo has. They answered back quickly last time USC went up 1-0. Bushkin takes it into the zone. Bushkin is shot from a weird angle. The save. And now it's cleared back out into the neutral zone. Embry's there to chip it back down. Flipped out. And Trojans back the other way. Centering try. Save made by Alexi Cool. Batted in by the hand. And they'll get a hand pass. Artunyan tried to hit it down. Referee sees it. Hand pass the call will result in the faceoff coming to the neutral zone.
Yeah, he was trying to be slick on that, but the referee was right there on top of it.
Here come the Cougars. They try to chip it in. Micah Clark, but they're off sides.
Number 27, Ryan Brenner, for the Cougars, was trying to push his way in, and he pushed his way in too fast. He got in off sides.
Well, USC wins the draw. However, they can't take it back the other way. A beautiful stick by the Cougars to deflect that opportunity. Clark picks it up in the corner. And a glove save made. Shot coming from Kachorik. .11:06 to go in the second period. USC leads Washington State 2-1. Pizeta on the draw versus Sievenin. Pizeta's thrown out of the faceoff dot. James Baker comes in to play it. Baker wins the draw, tries to go back to the point. They can't. However, it kicks out in the neutral zone. Fighting for it at the logo. Comes away with it are the Cougars. Back the other way. Sipe draws a penalty. Tripping the call. So a trip to the penalty, a trip to the penalty box, and a sit for 2 minutes for Reed Mullen for tripping. And just after USC capitalized on their first power play goal of the night, they'll get another opportunity here just over halfway left in the second period.
We just had a kid under our table.
Did we?
Yeah, he just crawled out.
Oh.
Look at him.
All right.
That was weird.
5-on-3, 5-on-4 for 2 minutes. USC looking to add to their lead with another power play goal if they can get one. Sipe threw it down low. He holds the half wall to keep it in, but he's pressured out, and they'll have to regroup. Sipe. To Artunian on the backhand. Save made by Alexi Cool. Face-off will come in the neutral zone. Minute 39 to go in the power play. Won by USC, they'll chip it in. Sipe walks the blue line, dumps it down low to Artunian. Artunian goes even deeper behind the net. Artunian gets it back, spins, moves, walks in. His shot is blocked off the stick of Lucas. Still loose in front, cleared away. Bushkin backhands it out. Indeed he does. Just gets past the blue line. Comes over to Artunian. Artunian leads the rush back in. Looking, thinks about it, tries to shoot, has it knocked off his stick, and Wazoo gets a clear with 60 seconds to go in the power play. Artunian works in 1-on-2, tries to get through both of them. He can't. Flex a hit in the corner, down to 40 seconds. Phillips to Artunian. Artunian at the circle, centering try. Knocked just off the stick.
Good play by Cole Carlson.
Cleared back down with 25 seconds to go. Baker down the far side. His wrist shot, save made by Cool. Rebound opportunity still there, pushed wide from the Trojans. Rutzik picks it up. Rutzik drags, shoots. Deflected, save made. Back to 5-on-5 we play. 8:35 to go. Puck loose on the doorstep. Rutzik couldn't get there. Trojans regroup. Before they break it in, Vargas loses it, gets over to Rutzik. Into the corner. Thought about it, go back down low. Rutzik drives, Alexi Cool makes the initial save, but then it sneaks through and they score. 3-1 Trojans.
Looked like number 16, Benny Rutzik. While they're celebrating the details on the last goal, which was a power play goal, the goal was by number 28, Owen Alchie. Assist to number 26, Gavin Simon, and number 9, Owen Phillips. This was 7:57 to go in the second period.
So USC takes their first 2-goal lead of the night over the Cougars. Backhanded into the zone by Ouchie. So Rutzik makes it 3-1 Trojans. Cougars have to answer back quickly. So is Rutzik from Biabani and Vargas. Into the corner for Smith. Evan King pinches in to help as well. Shot from the point and goes wide. Cougars break it in. Shot. Blocker save made by Chansey. Max Lazaro had a good look. Lazaro picks it up again. Centering try. However, can't be collected by Bushkin. Scratch that. Lazaro's there. Bushkin as well. Comes back up to the point for Lucas. Lucas tries to go down low. His attempt was blocked by Bennett, and Lucas has to regroup. Bushkin kind of piece of it that deflects in the netting, and we'll get a whistle. 6:21 to go here in the second period. Trojans lead 3-1.
The Trojans have opened up their shot goal, their shots on goal gap. They now have 10 in the period, and the Cougars only have 4.
Shots on goal total 21-8 in favor of the Trojans as well. And Amira leaves it off. The Trojans try to break it in. They can't. And Amira. Over to Quillen. Walks into the slot. No one's home for Badlands. Bushkin down the far side into the corner. He's rubbed off the puck. However, Lucas comes in, shoots, rebound, deflects to the corner. Chansey didn't know where it was. Lucas comes away with it. Another shot, save made. Lucas holds the half wall, goes back to the point for Bushkin. Bushkin is one-timer on the ice, doesn't reach net. Bushkin breaks his stick, or drops it at least. It looks still complete, but the way he dropped it makes it, indeed, picked up by the referee.
Yeah,
it's stashed about center of the stick. Halfway down the shaft.
And it sounded like it broke when he tried the slap shot. So,
second, third chance opportunities all made. And a save made by Alexi Cool. Puck still stays loose. Shot from the point and goes wide. And now finally comes right back out. McQuillan tried to break it in. Here it goes the other way for Wazoo. In the half wall, 4:39 to go here in the second period. Artunyan, wrap around. Centering try, a save made by Alexi Cool. Shot from Lachlan Wessler. Covered up.
Cool gave up a short rebound, but then he pounced on it pretty quickly. Eric List with Jack Jones and Hannah Howard. She's our camera operator for this game and doing a wonderful job.
Shot from the faceoff comes from Artunyan. His shot goes wide. But here come the Cougars back the other way. 2-on-1. Just out of the reach. The cross ice pass for Ryan Brenner. And it goes into the corner. Now 1-on-1 back the other way for the Trojans. In transition, Artunyan. Artunyan shot save made by Cool. 4 minutes to go here in the second period. USC leading Wazoo 3-1. Maurer into the corner. And here it comes. Back the other way once again. Alexi Cool got to make a save. And it goes in, and it's behind him, and they score. Nice job. That'll be 2, I believe, for Inamira.
The defenseman pushed him into the goalie, and the puck popped up over all 3 of them and fell right behind Alexi Cool.
Actually, it'll be Banelin who makes it 4-1.
Hard work pays off.
Indeed, it does. It results in a 3-goal lead now for the Trojans. Okay, so it'll go to Art Artunian.
I think you said it backwards. The message we got was 19 from 8.
Which would be the way they went in the handshake line. Either way, USC comes in with another rush and a save made by Alexi Cool off Badalin, who looked like he got the last goal, and that was what was texted. However, announced in arena was different. It was Artunian.
I think you just got it backwards. I think we can chalk it down to that.
So a shot from the point from David McQuillan is swallowed up by Alexi Cool with 2:54 to go in the second period. Face-off won by the Trojans. Into the corner it goes. Centering try couldn't be collected by Vargas. Vargas looks, shot. Save made by Alexi Cool. Comes out of the zone. Trojans have to regroup with it once again. Rolls around the dasher board. Cougs have not spent a lot of time in their offensive zone late here in this second period. It's been all USC.
Which is a flip from the times that they played earlier this season. Washington State won one and lost one, but they outshot them both times. So Washington State just are not able to generate offense.
Cougars have struggled to break it out. As you see it again there, intercepted by Vargas. Drop pass left off for Ouchie. However, his pocket is picked. Ouchie to his knees, plays it, knocked down even farther by Sevenin. Phillips dumps it in. Cool down in the butterfly, ready to make the save. It never reached him, and it will come all the way back in the neutral zone. Phillips gloves it down. Gets it over to Sipe. Sipe works with it, stick handles, tries to drop pass, instead takes it back himself, and they score again. Christopher Sipe walks in and makes it 5-1.
Well, the Trojans are just playing harder. They're just playing harder.
Trojans getting rewarded with their performance here in this second period with 4 goals. And right back to work they go again. Gavin Bennett in the corner. Comes loose in the slot. No one's there.
Never too many, you know.
Bushkin, far side. He's got 1 goal, the lone goal for the Cougars. However, he's stuffed before he can even reach the net of Chansey. Comes back out again. Ballard flips it in. Bennett, centering try. No one there. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Wazoo, at this rate, just trying to get to the locker room, but they'll have to sustain a little bit longer as the whistle's called and a penalty's up and coming.
Yeah, it was onside, so it had to be a penalty. Looks like
James Baker to the box. So Washington State will get 26 seconds of a power play, and the rest will be finished out in the third period. It's a great chance to try to get some offensive momentum going here late in the second period after giving up 4 unanswered goals. They'll win the offensive zone draw back to Ballard. Ballard goes far side. Shot and a save made, but a rebound left up by Chansey. Loose on the doorstep. In the skates, USC high flips it out. 5 seconds to go in the period. Cool stops it. And that will be the end of the second period. 4 goals from the Trojans. Makes it 5-1 USC over Washington State. 20 minutes remain. Jack Jones, Eric Liss. Jack, a much different period. USC came out flexing their muscles.
Yeah, and if Washington State doesn't want their season to end after one more period, they've got to be much tougher and skate a lot harder.
Well, Trojans lead 5-1. We'll step aside for 12 minutes. Be back with the final 20 here in game number 3 of the opening day of the PAC 8 tournament. The final 20 minutes is here for game number 3, USC, Washington State. It's been all the Trojans through 2 periods. It was 1-1 through 1, and then 4 unanswered goals for the Trojans made it 5-1 through 40 minutes. Jack Jones, Eric Lissier take you through that final 20. Jack, what did you see in a switch from the first to the second?
Effort. The USC players skated harder, skated through checks, and the Washington State team really didn't. After the first couple of minutes of the period, they got 3 shots in the first minute and a half, and then they just got to shut it down. And they've got to be a lot harder nosed than that.
Well, there you go. Indeed, it was. It was a period of USC. It started out for a brief moment like Wazoo was going to come out swinging, and they did. They got a couple good looks on goaltender Keith Chansey. However, quickly that turned the other way. The final 20 minutes is here. Wait for the clock to show it. There it goes. So we get ready to drop the puck. Trojans, Cougars for the final 20 and maybe the final time in 2026. Face off and we're underway.
Well, the Cougars need to really get a goal on this power play. They got a minute and a half left. They really need to get a goal to start a comeback.
Cougars should have fresh legs. Both teams should. They break in the offensive zone. Cross sites, looking for Lucas Robinson. He can't get there. Minute 14, as Jack mentioned, in the power play remaining for the Cougars. However, that's not a good way to start it as it goes all the way back down to Alexi Kuhl. Max Lazaro starts out with it. Leaves it off on a drop pass for Ballard. Ballard sustains the check but chips it in. Goes around on the half wall for Robinson. Instead, picked up down low by Carlson. Carlson battling with it. 45 seconds to go to the point. Robinson, his wrist shot deflected in traffic. Nice job by Gavin Simonson. Comes back the other way. Here comes Kazeta. His shot goes wide of Alexi Kuhl. Kazeta picks it back up, sustains a check. Let's flip back in. Down to the ice goes Rayner. Offside's the call. Draw will come outside the offensive zone for the Cougars.
The urgency doesn't seem to be there for the Cougars. The puck goes down the other end, and they look like they're on a Sunday skate to pick up the puck. You got to get down, get it, and get it back in your zone.
Chasing a 4-goal deficit, yeah, you've got to be up on the gas. You got to go, go, go. However, Cougars have yet to do that. Lucas walks the point, centers down low, knocked off the stick of Rayner. Rayner goes crashing into the boards, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Well, we'll see.
Did the puck pop into the bench? Is that why they blew the whistle?
I believe that. Yep, that would be why.
Okay, that makes sense. Power play is over.
The special teams for the Cougars have not been able to come with any goals. Puck goes back into the bench again. Try again.
Must have been off of a Cougar since they moved the drop of the puck back in the zone.
Cougars lose the draw. It goes into the corner. David Bushkin gives chase. He comes away with it from the side of the net. Bushkin tries to throw it in front. He had Lazaro there. Instead, it's going to come back the other way. Trojans across the red line. They get no farther. Cougars try to clear it back out. Bushkin ends up kicking it behind him, but would have been a good rush. However, now puck bounces over his stick. Vargas starts out with it for USC. Vargas at the circles. Kuhl makes the save. Goes up into the body of Lucas on the rebound. Lazaro looking for. The man won't get there, and we'll get a whistle. See, Lucas Clark was the intended target.
$17:28 to go in the third period of play.
Gavin Simon on the draw for the Trojans. Linesman kicks guys out of the face-off dot on the far side. Hey, make sure you stay outside the red line. Drops the puck. Cougars spin away with it. Ballard tries to get it out. Instead, his pass intercepted, kept in the zone by the Trojan. Here comes a chance from Phillips. Save made by Cool. Phillips picks it back up in the corner, the captain. Spins with it down low. Artunyan moves it with his skate. He's pressured heavily by Ballard. Ballard goes down. Sipe works in. His shot goes wide of Alexi Cool. Centering try, and just out of the reach, Artunyan. He had an open goal mouth but couldn't get there. A shot and a save made by Alexi Cool. Rebound. Now some Sipe. Back up to the point for Phillips. Phillips with another try. A save made by Alexi Cool. A delayed penalty coming on Washington State.
Number 11.
Keegan Lucas will sit for 2 minutes. So 16:39 to go. The Trojans go back on the power play. They've got a power play goal already. It's a goal that made it 2-1 at the time from Ouchie. Up to the point. Owen Phillips, his shot goes wide.
Cross-checking is the call.
Cougars can't get it clear. Back up to Phillips at the blue line. Goes to the circles. Rutzik drops it back for Phillips. Phillips spins, goes down low. Vargas to Phillips. Back to Vargas. Vargas spins, pressured by Sievenin. Phillips is shot, and it bounces just barely out. Wow.
How did that not go
walk
in?
the goal line.
Wow.
It gets over Alexi Cool, and it just bounces and sits there. Was waiting for the ref's official call. He waves it off. The scrum right in front of Alexi Cool. It's almost a 6-1 ball game.
I don't know how that stayed out. It bounced right over Alexi Cool's head, and I thought it fell into the net, but it must have fallen just short.
62 seconds to go in the power play for the Trojans. That puck had to have walked the red line. The faceoff will now come out into the neutral zone. Huskies chip and chase. Chansey comes out of his net to stop that rush.
Cougars.
Thank you. Jeez Louise. Cougars chip and chase. I didn't even catch myself on that one. Sipe works in at the circles. Wrap around try. Alexi Cool slow to get over. However, Sipe was defended well enough to not complete his wraparound. This one loose in front again. Artunyan couldn't put it home. Cougars get it clear.
I think we both need a nap.
Here comes Bushkin at the circle. Bushkin, his wrist shot. It's a leg. Down to 14 seconds on the power play. And icing the call.
Eric List and Jack Jones are with you from the URC Ice Arena. in Cheney, Washington. Game 3 of the PAC 8 championships. 4 versus 5. USC number 4 is leading the Washington State Cougars 5-1. We've got Hannah Howard right over there on the camera, doing a great job. Thank you, Hannah.
So don't go anywhere after this game. Another good game coming up for you will be the number 1 versus 8. It'll be the Cal Bears versus the host team, Eastern Washington University Eagles.
Home ice may be a difference maker.
That game will tentatively start at 7 o'clock as long as this game gets done within its time, which it probably should. 14:45 to go. Offensive zone draw for the Cougars. They'll win it. 3 seconds down to 2, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Ballard into the corner. Lazaro there as well. However, the Cougars can't chip it out. Clark rims around. Not out of the zone. Blocker save made by Alexi Kuhl. Polsky, backhand try. Alexi Kuhl makes the stop. Rebound stays out. Picked up by the Trojans. Another shot goes wide. Now USC has to regroup. Keep key works it in, but Alexi Kuhl makes the save. To the half wall. And it comes out. And Amara. Little sauce pass to Wessler. And Amara picks it right back up. And Amara with speed. He's got 1 goal already. Wrap around of Alexi Kuhl. Still on his stick. And Amara has help at the point if he wants it. Doesn't, takes it himself into the corner. Centering try and a shot. And a pad save made. And Amara was right there. Alexi Kuhl makes the stop. Another try from the point. Blockered away by Kuhl. This one comes from David McQuillan. McQuillan drives in again. Another chance. Kuhl makes the save, but a rebound still pops out. Here comes Reed Mullen. Mullen left for Carlson. Carlson. A bouncing puck into the glove of Chansey.
That was a very nice looking breakout with Reed Mullen and Cole Carlson. They got a good shot. They got to do more than that. They got to do more of that.
Offensive zone draw for the Cougars. They'll win it back. Shot from the point from Bushkin goes wide. Vargas takes it back the other way. Sidestep was made. Vargas works in. Alexi Kuhl makes the save, but the rebound stays out. Win as it goes up to the point. Quillen down low. And Kuhl makes the save. Vargas will take the draw for the Trojans. 12:16 to go here in the second period. Vargas, the Valencia, California native. Goes up to the point. Phillips. D to D. Far side. Sight. Delayed penalty coming on the Cougars.
High sticking is the call.
They're going to get it on site. So Cougars power play going to get another look here. They need 4. Got to start now. Offensive zone draw. Max Lazaro on it. He'll lose it. Robinson pinches in. That helps hold the puck in the offensive zone.
A good pinch.
Goes back out. Van Reiner's shot goes wide. Chansey makes the save.
Couple of guys having a little disagreement down below the goal line. Are they taking them to the box or just to their bench? Looks like to the box.
So coincidental minors coming both to Alexander Ballard. And we'll wait for the Trojans. Here they put the number up. So it doesn't matter. We'll still play 5-on-4 for a minute 39. Cougars still on the power play. USC comes away with the draw and chip it back down.
Looked like 34 McQuillan for the Trojans. And I never saw a number for the Cougars, so we'll wait till he comes out the box.
Flynn holds it on the half wall. They go down low. Lazaro to Bushkin. Bushkin loose in front. So Alexander Ballard sits for the Cougars. So McQuillan and Ballard both for slashing, was I believe what they said.
Ballard. $13. Okay. That makes sense.
To the point. Lucas goes over. They go down low. Lucas drives. He gets the pass. Oh, and a rebound opportunity. They score.
Yeah.
Keegan Lucas pots one on the power play. It's a start.
Now that's more determination than they've been showing. He shot, followed his rebound, banged it home. So we have a 5-2 hockey game.
Cougars cut the deficit to 3. 10:51 to go. A lot of time left. USC got forced. Not out of the realm of possibility. The Cougars could do the same here this period, but they got to keep going. Foot on the gas. Battling works it in. However, as his pocket picked and rimmed around by Evan King. King off the boards and out to the neutral zone. Lucas from Hembry, the official ruling.
11 from 25. And it was a power play goal.
Trojans go right back to work in the offensive zone after giving up a goal. And here come the Cougars momentarily. Their Trojans are offside. Great look. Here comes Hembry. Scratch that. Carlson. Carlson tripped up as he drives in. Delayed penalty coming.
They just scored a power play goal, and now they go back to the power play.
Keepke to the box.
Tripping penalty. Just under 10 minutes left to go in the period.
Keegan Lucas with a power play goal made it 5-2. They get the power play opportunity. However, a rush coming the other way. Ouchie drives in. Looking for a shorthanded goal. Trojans have to reset. Kepke for tripping. As Jack said. So minute 30 to go in the tripping minor. Off the boards, Lazaro works in. Lazaro has a drop pass if he wants it, takes himself into the corner. Up to the point. Carlson, his shot, hits a man. Carlson gets the rebound. Tries to go down low. He can't. Here come the Trojans back the other way. Ouchie, gonna work one-on-one. Ouchie shoots on Alexi Cool, and he makes the save. .62 seconds left in the 5-on-4 opportunity for the Cougars. 8:51 left in game time. They need 3 more goals to tie it up or to take the lead. It's 5-2 USC.
That's the night penalty on the Trojans tonight, and that's too many if they want to continue playing in this tournament after tonight. That's
teams will make you pay for trips to the box. Here comes Carlson. Carlson centering. Better job by the Trojans and Baker to get in the way of that one. To the point. Robinson, his shot. Loose in front. Carlson fans on it. Back to Carlson down low. 40 seconds in the power play. And it comes back out. Robinson has to regroup. Lucas Robinson over to Carlson. Carlson drops it off for Ballard. That shot goes to the corner. Robinson at the point. Goes down low again, looking for Jurgensen. Jurgensen has it behind his own net, behind the net of USC. Ballard goes back down low. Sevenin, 3 seconds left. And power play time expires. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Here come the Trojans, 2-on-1 back the other way. Nice job defensively to get in the way of that one. It was a centering try going for James Baker. Comes back out. Phillips chips it off the glass. No farther. Cougars flip it back the other way. Lazaro, backhand save made by Chansey. Loose in the neutral zone again. Lucas works with it, flips it into the glove of Chansey. He'll let it go behind his own net.
Seven minutes.
Here comes Gavin Bennett. Gavin Bennett tries to do a toe drag release. However, he can't get around the Cougars. Back up to the point. Shot from Phillips. Save made by Alexi Cool. Pushkin pressures. Chipped in. Wynn has it. Off the boards. Up to the point. Chorick to Wynn. Wynn picks it up again. Now Cougars clear it back out. Phillips slows things down and gets it set up with 6:12 to go here in the third period. Kachorik works with it. Glove down. Kept in.
That's got to
And
be a
hand
hand
pass,
pass. Yep.
So due to the hand pass, the faceoff will come to the neutral zone. .556 to go. Lead for the Trojans is 3. It's 5-2. Kachorik goes far side. They chip it in. McQuillan around his own net. Ahead to Badlin. Badlin loses it to Ballard. Micah Clark tries to rim it around for the Cougars, but kept in the zone by McQuillan on the far side. Artunyan, the assistant captain, walks to the circles, gets one hand to pressure his man away, drops it off. Shot and a save made by Alexi. Cool point blank opportunity for Gavin Simon. Followed up by Cool.
Good patience shown by Cool. 5:10 to go, though. They've got to start having some puck possession in their offensive zone.
Well, Cougars get it in the offensive zone. However, they can't get any pressure with it. Comes back out to the neutral zone. High shot from the circle. Save made. Came from Reed Mullen. To the point. Phillips. Lose it. Comes out. He comes out of the zone. Puck stays in. Goes wide from Gavin Simon. His wrist shot. Here come the Cougars back the other way. Lazaro one-on-one. However, Chansey stands tall. A little pushing and shoving after the whistle. 4:20 to go in the third period. Emotion starting to boil over.
I think there was a little chin wag going on. 4:20 to go in the third period.
Stevenin on the draw for the Cougars. He'll lose it. Said Trojan trying to play it around. Held in on the half wall by Lucas. Shoot, second chance opportunity just goes wide. On the doorstep opportunity for the Cougars. They couldn't capitalize. Cole Carlson was all alone. Backhand loose in front. Shot goes wide from Wessler. Actually, that was Rudsick. Excuse me. 3:45 to go. Kachorik. He's hit into the boards. Cougars trying to keep things in the offensive zone alive. Rebound opportunity swallowed up by Chansey.
Yeah, it's getting a little chippy here. We're gonna see what happens.
Shots on goal, 39-24 in favor of the Trojans. Keegan Lucas on the draw. Lucas loses it. Carlson's there to try to help.
Well, in the Cougars' defense, they have had 12 shots this period. So they are making the effort.
Cougs trying to break it out. Lazaro. Comes back. Bushkin one touches it ahead in the offensive zone. But right back out. Bushkin's offsides. He's got to wait for everyone to get back and regroup. Holds it in on the half wall. Lazaro comes in and lays a hit, and that'll draw a penalty. Pushing and shoving now after the hit right in front of the Cougar offensive zone.
That's just a frustration play for number 12, Lazaro. He was offsides. He didn't skate very hard to get back onside. And instead of getting onside, he plows a guy. That's not winning hockey.
Nope. It's not what you need to do when you're down by 3 goals and 2:51 to go. So for the most part, the Cougars will spend the remainder of this game on the penalty kill. They'll get 51 seconds of 5-on-5 hockey if they're able to kill off this 2-minute penalty. To the point, D to D to Phillips. Lays catch, ouchie.
2 minutes for what?
Roughing.
Roughing, okay. That's what it should have been.
Off the post, a beautiful chance for the Trojans. Hits iron. Another try right back down low. Alexi Cool makes the save on Joshua Vargas.
Well, I believe Coach John Lupinacci for the Cougars is going to be extremely disappointed in this effort. He had such high hopes. He felt like they were ready to win this game.
And this was a team they have beat. It was 1-1 in the season series between Wazoo and the Trojans, both in the 2 games played here.
There was a trip that was not called, but okay.
Minute 11 to go in the power play. Biabandy. Breaks it out to Ouchie. Across the logo, across the blue line, working with it at the circles. Around the net of Alexi Cool. Tries taking himself. Still has it. Still has it. Skating, looking. Anybody? Goes back down low finally. Ouchie gets it back. Ouchie, sharp angle try. Going to kick all the way out and down. Chancey comes out of his net to play it. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Battle on the half wall. Phillips is there. Comes loose to Carlson. Carlson sidesteps a hit.
Bad intentions on that one.
That one echoed in the arena.
Biabani wanted to get a piece of Carlson, but Carlson avoided it.
Loose in front. Alexi Cool can't fall on it. It goes wide into the corner. Sight tries to center. His centering opportunity doesn't happen. Now it does. Alexi Cool flashes the glove. A beautiful save on Rutzik. Back to 5-on-5. 44.6 seconds to go here in the third period.
Lazaro is back out of the box and on the ice. Hopefully the 2 minutes gave him a little more perspective. Otherwise, we're going to see some rough stuff here.
Cougars high flip it out. Here comes a rush. Ballard. But a beautiful diving block. Becca Chorik stops that one for Ballard. 30 seconds to go in the third period. Kachorik comes away with it. Sipes pressured in the corner before he loses it. To the point. Lucas. Shot swallowed up by Chancey.
I don't know if you noticed, but all 4 of today's games by positioning ended up having a California team playing a Washington team. Washington won the first 2 games. California is going to win this one, and it looks like we've got our 4th game is going to be Cal against
Eastern
Washington.
That's a very good point.
So we may have, in all likelihood, we'll have 2 2 Washington teams and 2 California teams.
Which should then in likelihood result in 1 California team and 1 Washington team in the championship, depending on how everything works out. And there's the end of the third period. A dominant win for USC Trojans. They beat the Cougars 5-2. Trojans advance on to tomorrow. Season over for Washington State.
Well, if Cal wins, then it'll be USC against Cal. So we'll have one of each in the final because we'll play Western Washington if Cal beats Eastern Washington.
Well, that game coming up in a little under an hour, 50 minutes to be exact.
Thank you so much to Hannah Howard for being our camera operator.
So we'll step aside for the 50 minutes until the final game. We'll be back here on the Eastern Hockey Network with your regular guys. So for Jack Jones, I'm Eric Liss. We're signing off for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
3 o'clock tomorrow will be our next game. We look forward to talking to you then.
But one more game to wrap up tonight's competition coming up in just 50 minutes between Cal and Eastern. Don't go anywhere. Take care, everyone.